E.G. Live.
What?
E.G. Live.
Shut up. Welcome out to EG Live.
Welcome to E.G. Live.
You're Eugene Stevens. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Cyrus Martin. Happy belated birthday, sir. We both actually, we were born literally days apart from each other. So both of us have celebrated our 48th birthday since the last time we did this show.
Yes.
So I see people who are watching this. I expect to see comments saying happy birthday. So just go ahead and start rolling.
I'm not going to see any comments.
Anyway, we got a good show for y'all tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We had a really good show last night. So last night on the creative show, we did an interview with Jesse Sosa, who is the I can never remember exactly his exact title. It's like art outreach executive for Gearbox, and previously he worked on the 2009 Ghostbusters game, which is like still the gold standard when it comes to Ghostbuster games. And I really thought we were going to kind of spend the majority of this episode maybe kind of talking about that, because I thought I was going to be like, well, I'm probably going to talk a lot about that or whatever. Turns out we didn't. We probably spent the majority of the show talking about two different comic books that he's currently working on. One of them he's got currently going on Kickstarter, Teen Strike, and he's going through and doing episodes on that. And then we switched over and we started talking about another one he's been working on, a Mexican grindhouse comic called La Chocla. And It was a fantastic interview. So if you get a chance, go back and check it out.
Very cool. Born Distracted, merry birthday. May the force be with you and live long and prosper. Thank you, sir. Yes. I can do that with this hand. I can't do it with this hand. I have to focus. Can I totally break the flow of the show for just a second?
Go for it. That's your MO. Go for it.
I have to announce something that I just saw.
Okay.
My buddy John, the Retro Bro, just posted in my Discord. Billy from the Game Chasers has been fighting a brain tumor that came up out of nowhere, and unfortunately, today he lost his battle with cancer. So
that sucks.
Passed away today. So if you guys have a chance, maybe wish his family well. Leave some supportive comments, please. That sort of thing.
Absolutely.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But anyway, I'm sorry to break the show, but that just got posted, and I was like, there's people that will want to talk about that, because that's
absolutely, yeah.
Game Chasers is a big deal. And that came out of nowhere. He got sick, and it was just a few days ago that we even knew anything was going on. And
oh, wow.
Yeah. He went into they went to have some kind of surgery done, and it just got worse and worse, and then he was in a coma basically, and then now they're announcing that unfortunately he has passed away.
Wow, that's rough.
It's really horrible. Yeah. So
yeah, granted, on our shows we work blue, as it were. We have no problems with cursing or whatever, but the one, and when I'm out and about with other people and around other people, I try to limit it unless I'm really close to people or whatever. But the one exception I have to that is fuck cancer. Like, that is the loud and proud. I will always, I've lost too many family members and friends to cancer. Just the fact that we're still fighting it. And I mean, things have gotten better. Like when my grandfather passed back in the 80s, then it was an absolute, it was a death sentence. It didn't matter what type of cancer it was. And nowadays, at least, certain cancers are not necessarily a death sentence anymore. But yeah, thank God for the breast cancer awareness stuff that, has really gotten women into going in and making sure they're taking care of themselves. But us dudes, especially, starting to get our age, we need to be checking. We need to be on top of that shit, because it could sneak up on any one of us. So, and it sucks when it happens. So, I guess let's go ahead and move on into our summer movie game update, which this is actually the last one. So we wrapped up the game for the summer. So Let's look at the final. It's not really that interesting because nothing changed from last week. The only one that might have had a shot was F1. And if you go back to that episode I was specifically talking about, can F1 eke out a little over $1 million to overtake Thunderbolts for the number 7 spot? And the answer is no, it cannot. In fact, it did. I think it dropped like 60 some odd % from the previous week. So yeah, I think not to be too on point here, but it ran out of gas. And so these are our final scores for this game. I will say, once again, I was talking to my buddy Travis about this, and we'll get to the individual scores here in a second. But it's like the reason why I love playing this game is because no one ever has gotten. I think the maximum score anyone has ever gotten on this game is like 60, maybe 70 points out of 106. So no one has ever gotten all 10 correct. There's always at least one movie that kind of like, fumbles everyone. And this year, I would say it's Weapons. Weapons kind of came out of nowhere and freaking like no one had it on their list or whatever. And then the other one was, I don't think anyone who played had Lilo and Stitch as being number 1. Like I thought for sure How to Train Your Dragon was going to do better than it did because like there were tons of commercials. Who was it? Was it Burger King? Someone was doing a thing with it. Like they were, they had a tie-in with it. And then like they literally just opened this huge land at Universal Studios for, it's dedicated to How to Train Your Dragon. And I thought for sure, well, with all this build up that it was going to do better than it did. I mean, it did good. It did $262 million just domestically. But yeah, the juggernaut that is Lilo and Stitch just like wrecked everybody. So
it did how much again? 262. I see it.
262. Yeah. So
wow.
Otherwise, let's see. So all 3 superhero movies were, made the top 10. Superman, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts. All of those made it. I knew Jurassic World was going to do really well. I think I may have had Jurassic World as my number 1. So I was a little off, but not too far. I figured Mission Impossible would do pretty well since it's the last one. F1 was not on my list at all. I guess it's a good movie. I guess when it comes out on streaming, we'll watch it.
I've heard it's very good, actually.
So it must be that it just like word of mouth that, oh, hey, this is actually a really good movie. Go see it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, of these movies up here, I have seen one. I've seen one movie.
Luke.
So let me get caught up here real quick here. I missed the movies in the 90s. It was so good. Agree, try, but I prefer the 80s. LOL. There were good movies in both decades. So same thing, Amazing Times. Which of these got the lowest review score? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I have not gone in to see like what the actual reviews on these movies were. So, Luke's Awakening did not like Superman. That's fair enough. I personally thought it was a good movie and liked it. Cyrus liked it, but didn't think it was a good movie.
It was not a good movie.
So
you're wrong about that. It was fun. It's not a good movie.
Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so I kind of thought we were going to maybe see some more horror movies. There were a bunch of horror movies that came out over the summer, and the only one that made it on top was Final Destination. So, and it's been like over a decade since the last one came out. So one of those legacy. Like, I think they just redid I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I think it did not do well. Like, it not great at all. So, I also had high hopes for The Naked Gun, and I think it's done all right for a comedy, but nowhere near the 100 million mark. So,
what do you think about that fake PR stunt romance that they had with Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson? They went around pretending like they were in love with each other for like 2 months promoting the movie, and then they admitted it was all a PR stunt.
I didn't. Okay, so I knew about the romance thing, but I did not know about it being a PR
fake.
stunt.
The whole thing was fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I figured that maybe they were exaggerating it a little bit, you know, but I thought there might still be something going on, but no, it was all bullshit. I was like,
Trichrome, I'm in the same boat. I didn't realize it was fake either, so. But Born Distracted said it's a lackluster blockbuster season, it seems. Honestly, no. If you go back and look at the numbers, even pre-COVID, because that's the last time we played the game, like, yeah, the numbers were higher, but not by that much. Like, this is when we didn't start playing this game again until I knew for a fact we were going to get at least 10 movies that were going to make over $100 million. If we don't have at least 10 movies that make over $100 million, movies are quote unquote not back yet. And so this just proved to me, I'm like, yes, we quote unquote movies are back. Now, whether or not you think they're as good as they used to be, or they have the same draw they used to have to be, I mean, that's up to you. Like I just said, I mean, I enjoyed Superman. I've been told I should watch Jurassic World. I've been told it's a fun movie. I've heard good things about Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, but I'm waiting until it hits Disney Plus. Like,
Fantastic Four is pretty good. I've told you that before. It's got some nice world building and stuff. It's very fun.
Yeah, I have no interest in Mission Impossible or Final Destination. Like, I gave up on the Mission Impossible movies a long time ago. What about you? What was the last one you watched?
Dude, you want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah.
I've only ever watched the second Mission Impossible. I've never watched any of the other ones.
Oh my God. And I think that's like the worst one.
I never even watched the first one.
Okay, the first one, now granted, I think it's partially because of my age. That movie confused the hell out of me. I had to watch it a second time before I got that movie. Oh,
something about it turned me off, and I don't remember what it was, but there was something about it that I was like, meh, and I never watched it. But then the second one was John Woo, and I was like, well, I'm going to watch John Woo. I'm going to see what that's like. But then I never watched any of the other ones ever. So I need to go on a Mission Impossible bender and just watch all of them.
You know what? I would join you on that one, because there's a podcast I listen to, and they like to take on a series and they go through it, and they went through all the Mission Impossibles, and they did say they're like ups and downs and this and that and other, but they're just like, you know, some of the characters, they're just like what's his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking out on his name. Who did the Cornetto trilogy? Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg characters is freaking awesome all the way through it and everything else. So, Luke's Awakening. It was fake as her boobs. Yeah, sounds like it. So, Luke's Awakening. Jurassic World was good. I really liked Thunderbolts. That one really surprised me. Born Distracted, I'm surprised Mission Impossible didn't make more money. I think it was just winding down. I think everyone was just like, okay, let's land the plane. Because my thing about it was they didn't even keep the naming. Like the first one, the last movie was Mission Impossible, something Reckoning or something like that, Part 1, and then this is the last movie, and they didn't even call it Part 2. They didn't even name it completely the same. It's like y'all just gave up. Like what's going on?
I want to watch them because I've seen clips and I've seen the stunts and stuff, and I know him getting hurt and all that. I want to watch them. I just haven't done it.
Trichrome, I need more practical effects and story holding the movie up, which might be impossible. I don't know. There are some people who are really getting dedicated to going back to doing a lot of practical effects. Of course, that kind of limits on like explosions and stuff, but like the new Ghostbusters movie, Frozen Empire, it surprised the hell out of a lot of people. They were just like, well, that was obviously CG. And they're like, no, we built that. That was an actual effect. I can show you. And it's just like, oh, that was cool. So it's always cool to see when they take the time to do some of the practical effects and stuff. I think it really comes down to getting the right FX people. Like if you get the right FX people, they may be dedicated to trying to do as much practical stuff as possible. So Cyrus, those are actually good.
Yeah, which one? I need to watch the Emmys.
Oh, the Emmy movies. Okay, yeah. So not into Tom Cruise, but those were fun. I can take Tom Cruise or leaving. Like when he's good in a movie, I have no problem with it. But it's not like he's never been one of those. It's like, oh, Tom Cruise is in, I'm gonna go watch it. But I've also never been like, oh, Tom Cruise is in it, I'm not gonna go watch it. So
right.
Because I did like the freaking Top Gun. The second Top Gun movie was fantastic. I went back and showed my boys Edge of Tomorrow. That movie is
that's a good
fantastic movie as well. So
Minority Report.
Yes, Minority Report is a great movie. Luke should be the next James Bond, and of course I would be a Bond villain. Fair enough.
Can I audition for Bond villain right now? I'll do this.
Go for it.
So, Mr. Luke, you think you know about N64, do you? Well, we shall see how you like my jagged polygons.
I need to see this movie.
Yes, I'm all in, dude. Let's do it. I don't even care what
Dead Reckoning. That's what it was. The first one was Dead Reckoning. So
yes.
Yeah, Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1, or whatever it was. And then it was Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. No Dead Reckoning, no Dead, just some Reckoning in there. The Final Reckoning, not Dead Reckoning.
When you said Mission Impossible, I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how it is.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah. So
that's like the name of a hardcore. No, never mind.
Yeah. Luke's Awakening, the upcoming Bond game, looks awesome. I haven't seen anything for it.
Oh, I haven't seen it either. What? I haven't seen a new Bond game.
Wow. Very interesting, Mr. Bond.
So, yes.
Not saying that they're going to win awards, but the movie still deliver for a type of movie that they're mostly disappeared. Okay, yeah. So, Wild Side, that was riveting. Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the actual scores. So, yeah, this is exactly what I thought was going to end up happening. I was like number 1, number 2 for several weeks at the beginning of the game, and I'm like, well, that seals the deal. By the end of this game, I will not be in the top 5. And sure enough,
so this is the final results right here.
This is it. This is the final results for this game.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, my buddy Travis was like, the first time I played and I beat you, I'm like, that's not saying anything. Take it as a personal win, but
so no one was 5th place.
No, we had a tie for 4th.
I don't like that.
I understand, but that's how I did it.
I don't approve.
Well, tough. Mission Impossible, the final colonoscopy. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeesh. That sounds bad. The final colonoscopy.
Yeah, that's the last one, guys. Whoa, we didn't know it was the last. Well, never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, those are our final scores. So I'm looking at the date, and it's the 18th of September, and I need to get my butt in gear about if we're going to do the fall winter movie game, because I've got to get that organized and everything. So that if that happens,
you're just talking about colonoscopies, and now you're talking about getting your butt in gear.
I know, right?
I don't know. There's a correlation.
Well, maybe.
Kind there. I don't know.
Could be. So that is it for our summer movie game update. Like I said, hopefully, if I can,
I win.
I don't remember your name being on there.
I don't remember either, but I'm pretty sure. I was 5th place.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Thank you. Shock it, Ray. Shock it long and shock it hard.
Oh, man. All right. Let's move on to our first topic for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. So this one I just kind of threw together. I was trying to find some stuff. And like I was telling Sai, I went online. I was looking for, what news is there in the world of movies or television? And all I saw was the Emmys. This person won, and this person, they completely, overlooked this people. They got shunned. Is that what the term they got shunned, and then these people won. Should they have? And then, this one cleaned up. And, what does this say about the streaming industry? Because they completely beat out like normal television and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, do I care? And then I got to looking, and I was just like, wasn't there like another award ceremony that just happened like a week or so ago? And it was the MTV Video Music Awards. And once again, I was like, do I care? So that's what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen.
I remember MTV. I remember that.
I know, right? One of my favorite things that I've seen, it says, happy birthday, something like happy birthday MTV, 42nd birthday MTV. Thanks for 15 great years of music.
apparently I heard that I hadn't watched this, but on the radio they were playing some clips from the Emmys, and whoever it was that was hosting it apparently was pretty funny, and they were like making fun of the Emmys like hardcore. Some of the jokes, they said something like, this year the Emmys on the Caucasian broadcasting system, CBS.
Boy, is that not correct, man.
It was like,
that's not a bad take. I would try to find something about being old, not necessarily because I know some people of ethnicity that are older that watch it, but that's who watches CBS. It's the olds. But apparently having it on CBS actually helped out the Emmys. So this year, the 77th Emmys had 7.4 million views. That is up 8% from 6.9 million last year, and the most since 2021. These numbers come from CBS and being live streamed on Paramount Plus, which is up 76% on streaming since 2021, which I guess the real news story there is the fact that like they've had it on Paramount Plus as well, and Paramount Plus has really started to take off. I will say, of all the different streaming services out there, like the one that I never hear anyone talk about is Peacock. Like no one freaking talks about Peacock. Or is another podcast I listen to, like to refer to as The Cock. No one talks about The Cock.
It's the name is just funny to say.
It is, but like Paramount Plus like has legitimate stuff that people want to watch, like all the Star Trek stuff. They've got like a lot of the other, these really big drama shows and stuff that a lot of people like. Let's see here. Is that the channel that used to show music videos? MTV? Yeah, that is. So remember way back in the day.
What is that noise? Is that dogs barking? What is
yes,
that?
That's my dog barking in the background. So
it sounded like a dragon for a second or something. I was like, what the hell is happening out there?
I'm going to have to go back and listen and see what's going on. Because it just sounds like a dog barking to me. Let's see here. Trichrome, yes, back before Carson Daly. Yeah, that was about the end of it. Was like
a pterodactyl. It sounds like a pterodactyl.
It sounds like a pterodactyl.
Like flying around your head.
No joke.
Giant pterodactyl poop pouring down from above.
I wonder what my boys are doing that's causing this. Just send a text to hopefully find out. But yeah, back before Carson Daly, I never enjoyed Carson Daly, and when he ended up going to like the Today Show, I'm just like, you are just as milquetoast here as you were on there. Like I was like, what is the he never was low, but he was never high either. It was just like, hi, I'm Carson Daly, and this is TRS Live. We're gonna watch a music video. Well, that was great. Is everyone hyped? Okay, cool. So we're gonna go to the next. I'm just like, dude, get some emotion, man.
Carson Daly is literally the vanilla wafers of hosts. Like he's okay, he's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Carson Daly, but
no one's going to pick him like first. So TRL was good, yeah. Bite your tongue. I hated TRL because they didn't play the whole video. Okay, yes, I get that as well. Like, there's nothing worse than because some of the episodes are some of the things that they would play the entire music video, but then other ones are just like, oh well, we got cut for time, so we'll just cut 3/4 of the way or halfway in, and just like, no, that was the one I wanted to watch. Fuck y'all. So
earlier when you were trying to say TRL, you were saying TRS, and I was remembering Dungeons and Dragons, and I was thinking Carson would make a good dungeon master because he's very clear. He's going to explain everything to you, and you're gonna pay attention because he seems like he knows what he's talking about. But he's not going to like take over the drama of what's happening. He's just going to present to you.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Luke's Awakening, I would find a lot of new music on TRL. So I liked it for that. And see, that's where I have, this is going to sound crazy, but I get where the youngs are like, where do you find new music? And they're just like TikTok and like Reels and stuff like that, because all it takes is for one thing to kind of go, viral, and then a lot of people do stuff, and you're just, you get like a little 30-second clip of it, and you're just like, it's got a decent beat. What is that? And then you go look, and then you find stuff. Because I mean, we've had a long discussion about my my relationship with current terrestrial radio, or even any radio at this point. But yeah. So anyway, yeah, the Emmys were like, hey, we did great, blah, blah, blah. But then I look at that total number, 7.4 million views. There are YouTubers that get that. And I'm just like, I don't know if I would be, shouting from the rafters that was that great. But it did better, so I guess, yay.
You know how many views a Dallas Cowboys game gets just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area when on the average?
I can only imagine.
Between 16 and 20.
That's crazy.
Million.
That's true. New stuff is always good. That's why I liked Alternative Nation. Now Kennedy is on Fox. Times do be changing. Yep. So
it be like that sometimes.
It be like that. Moving on to the MTV Video Music Awards.
Why is that even a thing? Like, what is that?
That was my thing. I'm like, okay, I understand, because that was the home of music videos. And like years ago, I even questioned, I was like, do people still make music videos? And they do. Apparently, that is still a thing that musicians do. They do still like to make music videos. But you don't watch it on MTV. Nope. You watch it on YouTube. Like, YouTube honestly should just be like, listen, out of the way, we got this.
The only music video that I can remember happening in the past couple of years was whatever the hell Beyonce was singing when she was buck naked. I don't know what she was singing, but I watched the video a couple of times. I'll tell you.
I'm sure you did, yeah.
But I don't know what she was singing, but it was a great video.
So on top of that, MTV Video Music Awards had 5.5 million views, and this was on CBS, MTV, and Paramount Plus. Which is up 42% from the last year, just on MTV, and it's at other Paramount networks. I'm like, so you didn't say Paramount Plus, you said other Paramount networks. I'm just like, these are going to be in the 1200 channels, that are sprinkled in there still. But it
I
was
work for Paramount. I work for Paramount. Oh, really? Which network? One of the other.
Yeah,
the other networks.
Which one?
Yeah, that one.
That one. So
we had the MTV VMA Awards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty much. What else do y'all show?
That was good though, right? We had that, right?
Yeah, we had that. Yeah. Who cares what you're singing at that point? Just nod and stare. Yep. Nope. Absolutely. Sometimes,
there was a lot of.
You have to have a comment.
There's a lot of nodding and staring.
A lot of staring.
Mainly staring.
Yeah. But so this kind of came around, and this kind of loops back around to a conversation we had weeks ago on the show, where we had a really good in-depth conversation about, are critics still relevant? And I really kind of think in this case, are award ceremonies still relevant? Because I remember way back when we were much younger, people still talked about oh, hey, it won, this movie, just won a bunch of bunch of awards or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll go check that out. Nowadays, I don't, myself included, I don't hear anyone ever say, oh, that movie just, the person, the director just made it, just won not a Grammy. Which one am I thinking of? Oscar. They just won an Oscar for that movie, or the lead, the head actor won, an Oscar for that movie, and going, I'm going to go watch that now. That was the push I needed to go watch that. I don't know anyone that still even thinks remotely that way.
Nobody even knows who wins anything anymore. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, before the internet was what it is, the Oscars and the Emmys and Golden Globes was a big deal, because there wasn't a lot of ways for the public to see in behind the scenes and the curtain and celebrate these things and the shows were taken seriously. The awards were, definitely more meaningful. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Nowadays, who even cares?
Yeah. And I also wonder, does it matter depending on the award show? In my opinion, I am much more likely to not only watch, I'm probably still not going to watch, but I would be much more likely to watch if not slightly care for the Viewers' Choice Awards than I would either the Oscars or the Emmys or whatever. Just because, I mean, yes, I'm sure it's stacked and everything else, but I'm like, at least this is what the majority of people think, because I can't tell you how many times I've watched an award ceremony. I'm like, that one?
In this day and age, I don't know how you would do a Viewers or People's Choice Awards, because people review bomb and troll and you know, how would you have, you wouldn't even.
I can tell you how you do it. I think you have to do it the same way that a lot of these live performance shows like America's Got Talent and stuff like that, where you actually have to text into a thing and it might cost you a couple of pennies. Because that alone would be enough for trolls to be like, nope, it's not worth it.
But then you're susceptible to the people who are trying to influence it and don't care if it costs them $50-$60, you know, or $100 or whatever.
True.
So, and there's a lot of those people, especially family members of whoever or what, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh, there's going to be a ways to get around it, you know, however. So, who cares what you, okay, that we already commented that one. Trichrome award shows are BS. They're basically bought. Yeah. For the most part, I would definitely agree with that.
By the way, his name is Trichrome, not Trichrome.
Sorry, you're right. I am putting an R in there where there's...
You know, that's very disrespectful. He comes to this channel, he gives us his best comments every time, and you disrespect him. You can't even pronounce... Anyway.
I was making him shiny.
That's true. Just like on that Mad Max Shining in Chrome.
Yes. He thought it was funny. Much like the game industry, I don't listen to any critics. Rather, I look at peer reviews. Yes, and that's what I was going back on that previous episode. I was talking about how I think critics can still be relevant, but not like they used to be. Like I really think things should be reviewed by someone who is knowledgeable of the medium itself. So basically a critic. You should have someone that is just a general person that's just like, you know, they just want to watch the movie or watch the TV show, play the game, whatever it is, and then find someone that is a fan of either that series or that genre. And so that, like, you know, when you have new movies come out in the horror genre, you can get someone who's like, well, yes, it wasn't very well made. You know, the third act was horrible or whatever. You know, I didn't care for it at all. That would be the critic. Then your generalized person would be like, yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I went in and enjoyed it. But then you have your horror person that's a big fan would be like, it was awesome. I love the tropes that they went in. It was a fresh take on this. The kills were great. And so you would decide on which of these 2 or 3 people you really care what they have to say about it. Because most of the time, I'm not going to really care about the critic unless it's supposed to be like a more highfalutin movie, in which case I might be like, okay, well, what did the critic think? So
we do have critics now, but they're all on YouTube and they have channels and, you know, no, you know what I mean? I'm not talking about necessarily the, you know, people that are just crapping on things or doing something like that. There's a lot of channels that are like movie stuff where they do a video for a movie that comes out and they talk about, they'll do like a non-spoiler review, then they'll do like a spoiler review. And, you know, there's a bunch of those kinds of people and people go to them looking what their opinions are for movies.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. So I'll watch the Oscars once Cy gets nominated for Best Bond Villain. Uh-oh.
It's coming! And so am I, Luke!
Sorry. I now have the ability to very easily like make things like all the way full screen.
Make it big now.
Oh, I will. Okay, so here's a funny thing. So I know there are other services that do streaming stuff like StreamYard, which is what we're using. I think everyone has finally kicked in gear and started opening some of this stuff because it seems like every time I open StreamYard now, they're like, we have a new feature. So it's like, oh, yeah, y'all better be, because everyone's like nipping on your heels, man. So, okay, how did you say it again?
Trichrome. Why is that really hard?
I was like, is it trick?
It's you know what? The problem is that you said it from the beginning wrong, and now you can't get it out. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Yeah,
I understand.
So, Trico. If they earn your respect, then trust them. Yes. All the normal mouthpieces that are total sellouts, forget it. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely tell. I will say though, there's several people I follow on YouTube that, you know, I do greatly respect. And I love when they come out and they're just like, hey, I'm going to talk about this new tool or something I got. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. I paid for this with my own money. So I'm just going to let you know what it is. And a lot of times it is still, you know, hey, I still like the thing. Would I pay for it? Yeah, I might. So I'm used to it. He's definitely not the only one. Oh, okay. So there, fair enough. So yeah. Makes me
don't validate Eugene. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't validate me. So what are your thoughts, Cyrus? Do these still matter? Do award shows still matter?
Well, if I was an actor or a director trying to push a project and make it get as much attention as possible for my own purposes or for the purposes of benefiting my people that worked on it, it would really, really matter to me. There's definitely people it matters to, but the general public, you know, no, it hasn't mattered for a long time. There's some people that care, but not like, I mean, once upon a time, like I said, it was a big event. The Oscars was coming on. Everybody's paid attention to that, you know?
Yep.
And now it's like nobody even knows who wins anything anymore, and or understands the rules for, because like that's the other thing, they screwed up their awards thing because I
completely forgot about that. Yeah,
they would change like, oh, now there's these categories but not these, and it's 10 nominees instead of 5, and then oh, now we're going back to 5 instead of 10, and people just got fed up. It's like the MCU. There's too much and too many changes, and people got confused.
They changed around the MCU of award ceremonies.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, yeah, I completely forgot about that. You're right, because those were big stories back in the day. They're like, we're going to do 12 movies this year. Just like, all right, whose palms got greased so that they can be like, well, you weren't originally going to be nominated, but I guess we can squeeze you in there. So yeah, I forgot about that. So
they like I said, they messed up their own thing. So it is what it is.
Pretty much.
I got to stop saying that expression, by the way. I noticed today, I was talking with a guy at work that I say it is what it is way too much. So I'm trying to work it out of my regular speech patterns. And I'm trying to replace it with something else. So far, the number one thing that's winning this battle, instead of it is what it is it be like that sometimes. I'm trying to work that to replace it. But I don't want to overdo that one either. So,
I don't know if I like that one as much. Chat, what should Cyrus replace it is what it is with? I can tell you what mine is. Right now, mine is fair enough. I know I say fair enough a lot.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough. Oh, it's John, the Retro Bro. What's up? That's my buddy John. Yeah, we talked about it at the beginning of the show, and I actually referenced you because I saw your post on my Discord, John. So thank you for sharing that with us. It's obviously very sad, very tragic. Yeah, the Game Chasers, very well known in Texas, obviously, and I've been to Retropalooza, which that's like the big retro video game thing that they basically host up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't meet them, but I did get to sit in on a panel with them while I was there, and very, very open and fun, interesting guys, and just very tragic situation. So thank you for sharing that, John. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our second topic for the night. I'm sure you'll have some opinions on this one, because I definitely have some opinions.
Oh, no.
Nintendo received a Pokemon patent. This is funny because I actually heard about this. Our buddy Ray sent me a reel about this. And of course, immediately I'm just like, all right, well, it's on social media. Let me go double check and make sure this is a thing. No, it's a thing. So Nintendo was granted patent 12,403. I'm sorry, 12,403,397 for a summon character and let it fight. It was filed back in 2023 while in litigation with Pocketpair's Palworld. The only reference I have to this is I remember my boys a couple of years ago said, "Hey, Dad, there's this new game that came out. It's very much like Pokemon, and it's like blowing up everywhere." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, cool." That was about it. Like neither one of them got into it, but I do remember it hitting my radar at one point. Yeah. The problem with this is this is not the only game that uses this type of mechanic. Like Persona, Digimon, even Elden Ring uses a version of this mechanic in gameplay. The interesting thing is this lawyers IP lawyers have immediately come out and are just like, this should have never gone through. Right. Period. End of story. It will not hold up in court. Like there is no way Nintendo can go forward and say we created this game mechanic. Like there is so much history before this that shows that no, you didn't create it. Like you just made it really popular. Another IP lawyer Kirk Sigmund said these claims were in no way allowable. The thing is, though, Japan also has already previously granted them a patent that's basically the same. Nintendo also owns a patent related to using a capture item, aka Pokeball, and smooth switching of writing objects. And so last year, Palworld in November apparently changed the game mechanic. So like instead of like throwing out essentially a Pokeball to summon, essentially the summon just shows up. So they made that change. Instead of they were like gliding pals that you would like jump on and fly around on or whatever, they made it so that it's like a device, but like the pal like adds to it or something like that. And so the real question about all this, like everyone's been asking is what the fuck, patent office? Like, I mean,
corruption.
Yeah, this is well, okay. So I have two different thoughts on this, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's going on in the world right now, and I don't want to get political. Please don't let me get political.
You can do it.
I'm praying for a second.
No, I'm not saying get political. I'm saying you can do it. You cannot get political.
Thank you. Okay, I was like, no, I can't, Eugene. Stop.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
You're wearing a red shirt. Eugene is the devil. Okay. There's a lot of big corporations that have a major amount of influence in the courts and the government, and it has only caused the open free market to become less open and less free and more controlled by conglomerates. And this kind of bullshit that you're seeing is just more evidence of why we have got to figure out some way to stop this consolidation that's been taking place in every form of business. This has been going on, not just the entertainment business, video games and movies and music and everything. It's everywhere. And the world is becoming tightly controlled by very vastly powerful, wealthy interests. And again, I'm getting more political than I'm trying to, but it's fucking bullshit. It's absolute fucking bullshit. And I don't want to say too much more than that, but I'll leave it at
that. Trichome says, rolls eyes. Does this cover Final Fantasy summons then? Effing Nintendo. You know what? That was literally the first thing that popped in my head was Final Fantasy, because when you summon, because that's literally what the command is summon.
Summon you, and you literally summon an entity
that comes in and fights for you and then disappears. Yep. Now, granted, you weren't throwing a Pokeball out there to summon Bahamut, but he showed up and kicked some ass for you. So yeah, but that was my first thought too. Was Final Fantasy. I thought Pokemon with guns would have more allure somehow, but no, still too expensive and trendy for me. So,
what's up, Basserino?
Basserino. Retro Bro, I think we can all agree, regardless of political affiliation, that lobbying is awful and terrible. Nope, I totally agree, and so does Trichome.
It's funny how we okay. I'll say this, and I won't go too deep. It's funny how, damn it, Eugene. It's funny how things were set up a certain way, and as soon as it was possible to change that, it got changed. Like, our government and society is not supposed to be what it has become.
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that. I thought you were going to say it's funny how things get set up, and then people immediately found a way to break the system and or
that's what I'm saying. There was
fair enough. So
the suit. Okay, I got to be careful.
Tell you what, let me jump in real quick. You get your thoughts together and come back.
I don't have thoughts. They're not together.
All right. So here was my biggest thing. Number one, I don't actually blame Nintendo for this. This is Nintendo. Okay, I know, hot take, right? I don't blame Nintendo for this. Here's why. Nintendo paid a bunch of money for some super high-end lawyers.
Yeah.
Lawyers are going to lawyer. They're going to find any and every way they can to win.
That's what they do.
To win their thing.
They're trying to get paid. So.
That's right. That's what they're to do. They're there to win this case. Doesn't matter how it happens. Is this a bullshit way of going about doing it? Absolutely. Like, in my opinion, going through patents and like acquiring. Okay, if you patent something you create, like if I created something and I patent it, that's great. That's fine. But people who go buy patents, fuck you to hell. Like, all you're doing is coming up with a way to screw everyone else. And so I get what they're doing. They're like, whoa, we can throw patent law at them and maybe we can get them to stop that way. Because what it boils down to is someone else came and drank your milkshake and you're scared and pissed off and trying to figure out the best way that you can protect it. And so you went and got some lawyers and you're like, how can we do this? They're like, well, we're going to tackle lots of different ways. Let's go about it this way. Now, my next question is I don't know about the interesting thing about this is the Japanese patents that were given. If it was just U.S. patents, my questions would be, A, is it like every other government situation right now that seems like it's completely underfunded and there's just like 3 guys working in their office and they're just like, yeah, whatever, done. Here's your patent, go. Or could it be the patent system is just so far behind the times? Like, the idea of creating a patent for a tool or process that you created back in the day totally makes sense. But patenting something that's software is stupid.
I don't even think it's either of those, Eugene. What I think it is the guys in the patent office saw that Nintendo wanted something and they gave Nintendo what they wanted because they were told by their bosses to make sure they put it, whatever Nintendo was trying to put through, got through.
Because and that could be.
Because their bosses was going to fancy parties with the fancy Nintendo people, getting his palms greased like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally think anything Nintendo wants, they're going to get. Mm-hmm. You know, in Japan especially, because Japan knows, you know, they know where their bread is buttered. Japan is their total corporate. What do you call it? Puppets. The government does whatever the corporations want in Japan. Absolutely. So, anyway,
but not here.
Do you know what he's talking about? Do you know what John's talking about?
I'm not sure. The comment is, Cy, this is the most restraint I've ever seen from you. Where was this in my basement? LOL joke. Love you, bro.
Yeah, you're not familiar with the lore.
Okay.
We'll just say that. There was an incident in John's basement when we went up for the Amico event, and I said some things loudly. We'll just leave it at that.
No.
Yeah.
Basser, I think patents are just getting out of hand. Yeah, totally. Our society isn't what it was supposed to become. Every time I look at society, I see a different Joker meme that fits. Yeah, that's kind of true. For legal reasons, Cyrus has no thoughts. Swiss cheese is all that exists. In no way is Cyrus Martin at all viable. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree.
I thank you, Tricom. Your representation is noted, and checks in the mail.
What is White Claw?
See, you don't know. You don't know the lore, man.
I don't know the Lord. I guess I've got to go way back on your channel or something. And
John got me drunk on White Claws.
On White Claws?
I showed up on the airplane and I hadn't eaten anything. I was promised that I was going to get a Philly cheesesteak, and it didn't happen. As soon as I got off the plane, which took forever because we got lost in the woods in Pennsylvania. Thank you, Mullis. And when we finally showed up to John's, I was extremely exhausted because I'd been on the plane for, I don't know, 10 hours and then the whole trap. Yeah, it was a trap. It wasn't a trip. It was a trap. I showed up to John's thinking I was going to get to eat. Didn't get to eat, but they got me drunk as quickly as humanly possible on the worst thing you can get drunk on, which is White Claws. But Chuck did have some very nice liqueur that also I got hammered with. Mm-hmm. I get drunk easy. You know that. I can't drink. I get hammered like that.
Yeah.
So, and then conveniently, there's a microphone in front of me. And I'm mad because I'm hangry. And there's been a lot of other stuff. Yeah. And there's been a lot of stuff going on at the time. And so I just unloaded on a live microphone on the internet and said a bunch of stuff that it might have been clipped a few times in people's videos about me.
Fair enough.
It's kind of I'm surprised you don't know about this. I
do not know about this. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and look this up.
It's a fairly well-known incident that happened with me.
Those of you in the chat, if you would please, over on Sai's Discord, if you would just drop some links in there for me, that would be extremely helpful. Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm sure
this is wrong, sir. I only offered you the White Claw.
All right, John. Okay, we're not going to get into the weeds here. I know.
Bastarino says, "Law, that rant was epic." By the way.
Yeah, well, it was a long time ago. Okay, I don't remember everything that happened, but what I do remember was bad. We'll say that.
Fair enough.
Plus, it was hot as dude. You know how many people were down there? We had there were so many people in this basement because we were all checking out this Amico thing. Mm-hmm. There was like 30 something people, or maybe 20. There's a lot of people. There were so many people. They couldn't all be down there at the same time. And so it was hot as hell. We were sweating like crazy down there. It was nuts.
Yeah, that sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
A recipe for disaster.
Yeah, a recipe for disaster.
That's exactly what it was. And you don't even know how accurate that statement is. It was absolutely a recipe for disaster in many ways. But we ended up having a good time, even with all the controversy. Yeah. It was still fun. We had a good time.
Tricom says, where in PA? We used to live there for a spell. Retro Bro, I'm 45 minutes north of Philly. Started leading a revolution. Oh, okay. Then I definitely got to check this out.
It wasn't like that.
So, looks like we're talking about where we're living. That's cool.
Was that 4 years ago? Oh, my God.
Dude, time passes so fast, man. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to believe it was 4 years ago. Does this footage still exist? I know the lore, but have yet to see it.
There's clips of it around. You can find, if you look up people, just look up in television Amico Cyrus, you'll find it. I guarantee you. There's several different channels that made
There's
this.
A whole hashtag out there that just says
no, it's
Amico
out there.
Cyrus.
You won't have trouble finding it if you want to.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah. It's funny now. It's funny now. Oh. At the time, it wasn't as funny. But to me,
isn't that how it always is? It's like So okay, so here's a little story. So we need to start doing the guys' weekend again. Geeks weekend, whatever. So we got the bright idea. Jesus, we were talking about doing that before our 40th, Si. That was over 8 years ago.
Holy crap! Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, we decided we were going to do a guys' weekend.
Yeah.
So it was me and Si, his brother, my brother, and two other guys that we knew. And so they all came down to my house. I was thinking mainly of this the second time this happened.
I know what you're going to talk about.
But my brother would bring party favors.
It's not like that. It's alcohol.
That. Yeah. So the first year he brought strawberry moonshine.
Yes.
And that's a whole other story. But the story I wanted to get to was the second year he brought ghost pepper flakes.
Yes.
Ghost pepper flakes.
Wow. What is wrong with me? Like, anytime I get together with a group of people and there's some kind of a food or something, there's an incident. I'm realizing.
Really? Is this a pattern for you?
I'm thinking, I don't know why I hadn't pieced this puzzle together until now, but yeah, apparently I'm the problem. It's me. Like, what's the common denominator here? Me.
Yeah, before she got engaged, that's what I kept going. I was just like, well, I know Taylor Swift's like a nice person, but if every relationship's breaking up, there's only one common denominator. Anyway, so yeah, my brother brought these ghost pepper flakes, and we were having pizza, and we're all just like, well, I'll try it. I know it's supposed to be really hot, but I'll try it. And so we all tried some of it. And it's just like, yeah, it's kind of hot. It's really not that bad. And so we tried some more of it. Went on, had a great evening. It was fun. Everyone, had a little bit to drink or whatever, but I think for the most part, it wasn't too bad. The next morning, I wake up and I walk out of my bedroom, and Cyrus is sitting on my couch, in the middle of the couch, like this. And I'm just like, Cyrus, are you okay? And he's like, he just looks up and he goes, no, I'm not. And I'm just like, what's wrong? He's like, man, I don't know. I feel bad. I didn't really sleep. My stomach's not right. I don't know what's going on. And I'm just like, man, are you okay? Do I need to take you to the hospital? He's like, no, I don't think it's about that bad. So I start Googling a little bit, and I'm just like, dude, I think you had an allergic reaction to the freaking ghost pepper chips. Like, it sounds, and I'm just like, my brother tried to kill him.
I don't know how Rudy knows, but he seems to be able to identify my weaknesses very easily.
Well,
Rudy might be my nemesis. Like,
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that
was a story that happened because the first year was the moonshiner, but that got everybody.
Well,
I've only been drunk twice in my life, and that was one of them.
Okay, we need to talk about that, but let me clarify the ghost pepper thing. Okay. So I eat jalapenos all the time. I eat, pico de gallo. I eat salsa with chips. I have, pepper is not a problem for me. I love pepper. I eat tons of peppers and pepper. But for some reason, I appear to be allergic to ghost pepper. And I had no idea. And
how would you have known?
Yeah. And it's nothing else, no other peppers, just that one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so the reaction was bad. Like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. Like it was, I thought I might need to go to the hospital. It was pretty rough. I
was ready. I was just like, dude, if you want to go, let's go find a hospital real quick. And you're like, no, I think I'm okay. So, cause after a while it started working out of your system, but
well, I had passed out for a while, and that helped also.
That's good. Usually that's not a good thing, though.
No, but the other one though, with the moonshine, now that was a mofo, and that's
all right, we'll talk about that here in just a second. So first, let's get caught up. Law, I dare not speak its name. Bassarino, I can confirm it's out there. Yeah, it's out there. Talking about the video, Sai, I guess it's eating that's the problem. What I said last night. You can only pay in cheeseburgers. Okay. Hot sauce to be respected. Reactions to foods can be really rough. Yes, they can. Yeah. So the first time we did this, like I said, my brother was like, hey, I brought something as a party favor. I'm like, okay. And he brought this strawberry moonshine, and the strawberry, he had it so long, the strawberries were gray.
This is the dumbest thing we've ever done in our lives, ever.
Yes. And so I'm not a drinker. I've never been a drinker. I very seldom will drink anything. In fact, right now, I would say I'm not a drinker, period. Like I just don't do it. Anyway, I don't like how it makes me feel. Anyway, But I'm like, hey, we're with the guys. Yeah, that's fine or whatever. So we all take a shot of this strawberry moonshine. Whoa, like drinking gasoline. And so it goes to work on us pretty quick. And so a little bit later, there's a couple of us, our friend Lewis and our friend Jay in particular, that are very much, hey, we're with the guys. Let's have some fun. Let's do another shot. And we're all like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we'll do another shot. Okay. Well, you're going to do one? All right, I guess I'll do one. Okay. So we all do another shot. Very quickly, all of us got drunk. Like, it did not take much at all.
No.
And so this is, like I said, only like the second time I've ever been drunk in my life. And I just, like, I was dropping some knowledge is the funny thing. So here's another side thing that came out of this. So I had not seen Cy in a decade in person. Yeah, it was a long time since I had seen you. And anyway, he shows up, and I had at that time I had been working out really hard. I had lost a crap ton of weight. Like I was 20, 40. I'm probably about 40 pounds lighter than I am now. But even right now, I'm still about 80 pounds lighter than my heaviest. Like I've gotten really big, and I've gotten pretty small, and I'm still trying to get a little lower. But anyway, Cy comes up and he's just like, dude, did you get shorter? Like, I remember you being taller. And so I had this idea that I formulated, of course, while I'm drunk. Yeah, maybe when I lost weight, I got shorter because I don't have my gut pushing on my spine, causing me to be taller. Like, and I've tried doing research on this. I can't find anything about it. But like, he wasn't the only one that said that. I knew other people that were just like, yeah, you seem like you're shorter. And the problem with this is, and this is something that I figured out about that time, was when you go into the doctor, they take your blood pressure, they put you on a scale, and then what do? How tall are you? They don't ever measure you. They take your word. I could say I was 6'1", and they'd be like, sure, 6'1", sure, no problem. They don't ever ask. They don't ever measure you. So unless you measure yourself, so I'm just like, I just have all this to go off. Anyway, so we all get drunk on this strawberry moonshine, and then our two friends, once again, the two instigators, decide I'm going to eat one of the strawberries. This
is the stupidest thing.
Saturated, like it's probably just pure alcohol. And I don't understand why they didn't get alcohol poisoning. In fact, I'm pretty sure
we did. We did get alcohol. I guarantee you.
I didn't eat any of it. I was like, that's too far for me. I know Lou and Jay both had one. Oh,
I had one.
You did? I didn't realize you had one.
Oh yeah, I did. I think.
But yeah, so you literally have this piece of fermented fruit just sitting in your stomach, just constantly giving off alcohol. Yep. Now, it doesn't matter at this point how much food you're putting on top of it. You cannot absorb it quick enough. Nope. And so the next morning, like I said, this is only the second time I've ever been drunk. And I was like, I want to still have a good day tomorrow. So I went and filled up 2 pitchers of water and just downed it. Like I just drank a crap ton of water. And I went to go to bed, and Jay's laying across my bed. And I'm like, hey, Jay, can you move over so I can kind of get... Nope, he was dead to the world. He was not waking up. So I just went and slept on the recliner. Whatever.
I felt so bad. He had to fly back to Indiana.
The next day, yeah. And I woke up the next morning, and I was right as rain. Lou and Jay were not right as rain at all.
No, none of us. Seriously, we had alcohol poisoning.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
We were so sick.
It was not. And what sucked so bad about it, and I think most of us learned that lesson that, hey, we're only going to get to be around our friends in person like 1, maybe 2 days a year. Let's not fuck that up by over drinking and being miserable the next day. I think some of us are still learning that lesson, but I'm pretty sure most of us got it. So.
Well, anyway. I learned it once and for all this past March when I got hammered. I drank a whole bottle of margarita mix.
Oof.
Yeah, and then I had 2 bottles of wine. And I
on top of that?
Yeah, I was super, super hammered. Like to the point, like it was bad. Yeah. And I haven't drank anything since. I haven't even had a beer since then because I can't even stand the thought of putting alcohol in my body. Like we have gotten to an age where if you're not just like used to drinking all the time, you're not going to be able, we're not going to be able, Yeah. Maybe I'll get a beer here or there, maybe in the future, but I just don't have any desire to taste alcohol at all.
Mm-hmm. And see, I don't like the taste of alcohol. Like the only thing I've really been drinking the last few years, every so often I get those root beer beers, but even those, I'm just like my blood sugar just goes through the roof the next day, and I don't feel great, and I'm just like, it's not worth it. Like eat that versus why don't I just drink water or something zero, Coke Zero, something like that. I'm like, no, I'd rather just have the taste than to do this, because I don't at one of those. It's not like it loosens me up or makes me feel more relaxed or whatever. I'm basically just putting straight sugar into my veins essentially. So, but I drink beer, liquors for special indulgences because I don't like feeling wrecked the next day. Yeah, totally get that. So, it's like weed talk. Oddly enough, boy, I can talk to you about that too.
I'm still not sure if you did shrink though. I'm still not sure because I was very convinced that you were taller than that, and
I was too.
I don't know. Very strange situation.
Yeah. If you don't drink much, drinking high test shine is wild.
I don't know what that is.
Not sure what that is either. Beats me. You guys party hard. I don't recall any cool shit happening when I drink. Then again, I just chill with 40s. Yeah, dude. Fair enough.
I haven't had anything cool happen to me when I was drunk, ever probably. So
here's the thing: most people think they had something cool. It probably wasn't that cool.
Yeah. Probably wasn't.
Yeah. I drink Miller Lite because I don't like getting annihilated. It's less than 5%. Yeah, and see that's the funny thing. Everyone wanted to throw jokes my way. They're like, "Oh, look at Eugene. He's drinking a real beer over there with his root beer." I'm like, this shit's like 16%. What is yours? Oh. I didn't know that. I'm just like, yeah, that's why it's probably so good and so horrible for diabetes. I thought as you get older, hard liquors is supposed to be better than the usual stuff. I guess it depends on the person. That's like one of those. That's like you see those things that come out there, just like, oh, people who drink red wine tend to live longer. And a lot of people got to thinking about, they're like, where do they do these studies? Oh, they did it in Europe.
The red wine
where they drink
thing.
A lot of wine and they have socialized medicine.
Yeah.
So they can go to the doctor when they don't feel bad and get regular checkups. Whereas here we just drink and like, nope, can't afford that. Guess we'll just keep going.
I think the red wine thing is kind of a myth also because people used to have a lot more, like how am I trying to say this? Like cholesterol and artery problems and nicotine. And so if you thinned your blood out a little, like they used to tell people to take aspirin regularly,
Yeah.
So it's not as I think at one point it probably made more of a difference than it does now, but it might also depend on where you're from. So I don't know.
It also depends, and I've heard people point this out. They're like, if you ever watch I never watched Mad Men, but they're like, they show in Mad Men, they're like, those guys were doing 2 and 3 martinis during lunch. And they're just like, yeah, back in the 50s, the martinis were like this big. Nowadays they're huge. Like you can't do 2 or 3 martinis. You get hammered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, definitely the quantities have increased a little bit, but America. So, high test means very strong. Drinking regularly builds a tolerance. So drinking ultra strong moonshine is like going from 0 to 100. Yes, can testify. So when you're talking about high, I thought you were talking about how the fact that here in Texas, they've actually just started passing some more regulations on it. But they were trying to pass a law here trying to get rid of all the THC drinks and everything because someone followed the money on it, and it was very clearly the alcohol commissions were like upset because for the first time in history since basically the prohibition time, alcohol sales are way down. And it's because the youngs are just like, yeah, I don't want to drink and get, I don't want to get, messed up and whatever and hung over the next day. I'd rather have a THC drink, get a little high, come down from it, and go on about my life. And so like a lot of the bars and stuff in Austin are just like, yeah, we sell more. And then the other thing is a lot of young people just don't think drinking's cool. Like they are all about the mocktail. Like just give me something that tastes good. I'll sip on this all night. We'll have fun. And we'll go about life. And so alcohol sales are way down. So
I also think not the laws about not smoking in bars have affected a lot of this, because
could be too.
You know, if I go to a bar, I want to smoke, and if I'm going to smoke, I'm going to drink, and they kind of go hand in hand, but it's a whole different culture now. People, like you said, the young people are not like, they're not like us. They're not like us. They not like us.
In Michigan, we have recreational MJ. I thought there was like zero tolerance in Texas. So it's so weird and so touchy. Basically, they passed that law that was nationwide that allowed the unregulated stuff to come in, and that was the other group that was trying to get these laws passed. Was the regulated marijuana growers were just like, hey, the plan was we were going to keep doing what we're doing now. In a couple of years, maybe we start bringing in the recreational stuff, and that way we can still make the money on it. But all of a sudden, everybody just ran in and started selling stuff at every gas station and everything else, and went crazy. So
plus employers in Texas, as far as like the THC and stuff,
that's very
pretty much universally, it's you can't have a job and
if you have a job where you get tested, it's
pretty much every employer in Texas will drug test their people when you get hired, and then maybe randomly you'll get a drug test. And
the education years.
Well, every place I've ever worked for, or businesses that I've hired people through when I needed to hire people, every temp agency, maybe not education for some reason, but like every business that I've dealt with, drug tests. And now they're even testing hair. They don't even test urine anymore. So it's different.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it is what it is. It's a crazy time down here for all this stuff. So honestly, anything involving weed or super concentrated cannabinoids, I've seen from healthcare worker perspective, people get super messed up on stuff like K2. Yeah. I mean, it's like anything else. You can either, and I think that's the big pushback right now, is the fact that they came in and they were like, you could go to a convenience store and get some really heavy stuff and be a first timer and just be like, oh, I want to give this a shot, and just like completely overdo it. And so everybody was kind of pushing. They're like, hey, can we make it so like kids can't get this shit? And like, maybe you can't get a certain amount, you can get like really small doses if you go to a convenience store. But if you want the good shit, you got to go to a dispensary. And like, that was the funny thing, was everyone on both sides was like, this is what we want. Like, let's not get rid of it, because the group that came out the most about it were the veterans groups. There are so many veterans that are like, you understand, like, this is the only way I'm able to sleep at night and not have fucking nightmares of being in Iraq or wherever. So, because I know some of those guys, and I deal with some of those guys, and they're just like, yeah, like, this has been a lifesaver for me. So anyway, boy, we wandered way off.
Yeah, this is not what we were expecting to be talking about.
Yeah, but that's what makes the show fun, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're just gonna wrap it up at this point. I actually have to go help my son with math homework.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't want to talk about too. So.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other shit going on that I want to talk about, but
let me just ask you this. What do you think about what Luke did a video about this earlier? This new $20 DLC for the Donkey Kong Bananza that just came out.
I actually watched that.
What do you think about this?
Oh, at first I thought you were going to be talking about the other video that Luke put out. Anyway, no. I totally agree with him. Like,
yeah,
the game has only been out for what, a couple weeks,
dude. How is that? That's obviously ridiculous. You already had it ready to go. You just didn't release it because you knew you were going to release it later, and you wanted to charge a certain amount for the game, but you didn't think you could get away with it, so you kept a piece out, and then you're going to charge $20 for it later. This is not a new thing. Other companies have done this. Yeah.
Because what's worse is whenever you would buy a disc and you would put it in, and then you had to buy the DLC that was already on the fucking disc.
The disc. Yes.
Are you kidding me? Like, the code is sitting there. I'm just waiting to unlock it. That's bullshit.
For Nintendo, Nintendo has got some balls, man. The stuff they have done. Anyway, I could go on, but it's crazy what's happening with that company. Like it's literally, I've never seen whatever it is that's happening, and I don't even know how to define it. If I want to say it's greed or arrogance, or I don't even know what it is. It's crazy, the decisions that they're making right now. I don't understand. It's bizarre. It's very bizarre.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole pricing around the new system, the fact they're jacking up the prices of the Switch 1.
They're trying to sell you a $100 fake Virtual Boy thing that you have to put your Switch in. They want $100 for this thing, but they won't sell you the games for it. The only way you can get the games is if you have them on Nintendo Switch Online, which they could go away. The service could end at some point. You might not be able to access it for whatever reason. The only way to even use this $100 thing you have to buy is if you have that service, and only if they give you the games on the service, because they could, whatever. It's not totally out of your control. But they couldn't put those games on the 3DS for some reason. They couldn't be on the 3DS.
Interesting. Like and subscribe. Yes, always. I can't believe they're separate DLC already. What a money grab. I have not looked. I would almost put $5. There's at least one model out there. Someone has already created a 3D printable thing that's basically just like, nope, fuck that. Here's what you do. 3D print this, put your Switch in there, and you're good to go.
I mean, really, what is it? It's so the Switch.
And then there's a cardboard version for like, what, $20?
Right. The Switch is just putting two different images of the Virtual Boy on the screen. You literally don't need anything to do this. No, you could literally just hold it up to your face.
Exactly. Which, I mean, come on. We grew up in the 80s and stuff. That's how we played with the Game Boy anyway. It was right like this. It was right in our face. So, yep, there you go. That's how you would play. That's where, I'll be straight up fucking Nintendo. Yep. Like I said, I don't have any love for...
I can't believe it, dude. Like I thought the Switch 2 was going to be the most amazing thing, and I'd be so excited about it. And they have really gone out of their way to ruin the whole experience at every opportunity. I hate it because there's so many people that love Nintendo games and really want to enjoy the system and have a good time with it. And a lot of these guys, a lot of my friends that have this system, they're really... I can tell, like, they're not happy, or they're trying to convince themselves that it's fine, but it didn't have to be this way, man. It really didn't. It's sad.
It sucks when you buy something and you have to convince yourself. This was a good purchase, right?
Dude, I bought a Jaguar. I know what it's like. I know it's okay. We're good. I understand. That's all I'm saying.
We understand your pain.
Yes.
So we should do an episode talking about that sometime, talking about buyer's remorse.
Oh my God. We could do a series of shows on buyer's remorse. Absolutely.
Video games, toys, you name it. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess let's go ahead and move on to our social media stuff. There's Martin. Where can we find you online?
You know where to find me. If you don't know where to find me and you're watching this, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
that's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. So.
You knew where I am. You knew what this was.
Super Mega Graphics 64 and SMG 64 Plus. I'm always going to throw that in there. You know what I realized after the show last night? I forgot to plug epicallygeeky.com. Like, I was so kind of in the swing thing. I have almost thought about doing a video that I just throw to, that just automatically goes through all the stuff.
You should do that. Just have a video that you run at the end of everything that goes through. Yeah, you should do that.
Maybe
I did do that, but I only ran it a couple times and I just was like, I don't care. But I actually did make a video talking about my magazines and t-shirts and stuff. And I ran it like twice and I was like, we're good. I don't need that. But you could do that. Absolutely.
Basserino, dude, I grew up with Nintendo, but I could tell by the end of the Wii that the rug was kind of pulled. Yeah, I get that. So the Wii, I mean, I love my Switch. I just don't ever play it. So, and I've got games sitting on there I've never beaten.
I want to say, I'm not saying everything Nintendo is doing is terrible. Obviously, it's still Nintendo, and they have great IPs, and there are some awesome experiences to be had. I'm not saying that. You know, a lot of people really enjoy the Mario Kart World. You know, a lot of people really enjoyed the Donkey Kong Bonanza. There's nothing wrong with enjoying games, you know, but the practices of this company have really gotten wild. They have really gotten out of control. And that's where most of my criticism is. It's not like, you know, if you enjoy Nintendo games, cool, enjoy your games. But yeah, what they're doing as a business is nuts.
Yep, I agree. So does Trichome.
Trichome 79.
I got it right.
Or Trichrome.
Trichrome. Yeah, I like that one better. Anyway, so.
Or we could say it Tychrome.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So anyway, check us out at epicallygeeky.com, where you can find all the shows we do, including the Epically Geeky Show, Creatively Geeky, Sustainably Geeky, and Marginally Geeky. And then, of course, this is YouTube's the only place to watch this one. So if you're listening to this, obviously you're on YouTube, and thanks for that. Still appreciate, liking and subscribing. I know that's still a thing. It does help out. I'm really trying to get those numbers up. So, if you haven't subscribed yet, of course, if you've been chatting, I know you subscribed because Cyrus told me to do that. So,
I would like to just finish by saying, stay away from gray strawberries, ghost pepper, and white claw.
Fair enough. The holy trinity that will bring Cyrus down.
The unholy trinity.
The unholy trilogy. By the way, it says I'll answer to all of the above. Fair enough. So, and then as always, if you want to, you can find my individual wacky adventure online at Optimus Gene on Instagram. So I guess that's it for everyone on the site. Have a good night.
What's the twist? What's the score? What's behind that hidden door? Movies, TV, books, and games collide. E.g. live, it's a wild ride. It's a wild ride.
Oh, yeah.